Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Ramesh Ramachandran. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. India wins Asian Champions Trophy defense title by beating China 1-0 in the final. India's Home Minister Amit Shah says government plans to implement one nation, one election in its current tenure, highlights achievements of the first 100 days of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's third term. Setback for Canada's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. His Liberal Party loses crucial Montreal by-election. And US Secretary of State Antony Blinken to make a renewed push for West Asia peace, to travel to Egypt for talks on a Gaza ceasefire. First up, the Indian men's hockey team has clinched the Asian Champions Trophy second time in a row after beating China 1-0 in the final played in China. Jugraj Singh broke the deadlock with a superb strike as both teams were goalless till the third quarter. In the fourth, skipper Harmanpreet Singh breached the Chinese defence from the right, passed the ball to Jugraj as he netted the ball to the bottom right. India is the most successful team in the competition with 5 titles, while China featured in its first ever final. India had advanced to the Asian Champions Trophy hockey final for the 6th time. India remained unbeaten in the tournament. And joining me is my colleague Abhishek Mahajan. Abhishek, 5th title for India and 2nd consecutive one. How big is this victory?
Right, Ramesh, what a fantastic tournament this has been for the Indian team. It all started off when they defeated China, hands down, 3-0. Then they defeated Japan, Pakistan, Malaysia, South Korea in the semi-finals. In fact, Pakistan also. And all have been comprehensive victories. But yes, China gave a tough competition to India in the finals. And this is what pressure brings. And this is what confidence also brings, Ramesh. If you see, China were very confident in the sense that they defeated Pakistan in the last game, and they are ranked 26th in the FIH rankings. Pakistan is 16th, India is 5th. So everyone expected India to do well. And let me tell you, Ramesh, India are doing well. If you see, they had won bronze in Olympics, Paris Olympics just a month ago, and the team was almost similar what played in Olympics. 3-4 changes. Hardik wasn't there, but yes, biggest change that India is doing well against these teams, against the big teams also. Harmanpreet Singh, the Indian captain, Amit Rohidas, who is taking care of the defense, and also Srijesh, who is unfortunately not part of the Indian team now. He has retired. But yes, what a fantastic victory for India. It all started in 2011 when India won the first Asian Champions Trophy title, and then 16, 18, 21, and yes, record extending 5th title for India, Ramesh.
Also, Abhishek, talking about China, China restricted India till the 51st minute. It wasn't easy for India at all, but credit to Harmanpreet Singh and co for pulling it off in the last quarter.
Yes, Ramesh. You can say they got the advantage of the home ground. They were confident, like I said. They had stunned Pakistan in the last game. They were playing the finals. Sport is all about confidence, and China was very confident. If you see, till the 51st minute, they had restricted India. In the first 2 quarters, India were dominating. In the third quarter, China, they were dominating. They were about to score a goal also. But yes, why India has done well in the last few years, in the last 3-4 years, is because of the penalty corners also. Yes, in this game, India did not get much penalty corners, but yes, China China. You got to praise China. They had their chances. They were very spirited. They played good tournament. But yes, it will give a lot of confidence to them. But yes, everyone expected India to do well, to beat China. But yes, with a big margin. But all's well that ends well. India, they have won the tournament, 5th title for India, like we said.
All right, we'll leave it there. Abhishek, thank you. Appreciate it. Right, moving on, India's Narendra Modi-led government completes 100 days of its third term in office. Addressing media persons in New Delhi, Home Minister Amit Shah said that one nation, one election will be implemented before the completion of the government's tenure.
वन नेशन वन इलेक्शन उसको लेकर क्या योजना है और कब तक इसको लागू किए जाने की संभावना?
इसी सरकार के कार्यकाल में वन नेशन वन इलेक्शन हम लागू करेंगे.
The minister said that for the first time after 60 years, there is political stability in India and that the country has experienced a continuity in its policies.
8 साल के बाद पहली बार कोई एक नेता तीसरी बार अपनी घोषणा के साथ देश का प्रधानमंत्री बनकर देश का नेतृत्व कर रहा है. 60 साल के बाद पहली बार देश में राजनीतिक स्थिरता का माहौल आया है और नीतियों के सातत्य को भी हमने अनुभव किया है और नीतियों की दिशा, नीतियों की गति और नीतियों को क्रियान्वयन करने की सटीकता, ये तीनों 10 साल तक बरकरार रखकर 11वें साल में प्रवेश करना मैं मानता हूं बहुत कठिन है.
And Prime Minister Modi launched Subhadra, the flagship scheme of the government of Odisha, in Bhubaneswar on Tuesday. It's the largest single women-centric scheme and is expected to cover more than 1 crore women. The Prime Minister also initiated the fund transfer into the bank accounts of more than 10 lakh women. The Prime Minister laid the foundation stone and dedicated to the nation railway projects worth more than 2,800 crore rupees and laid the foundation stone for the national highway projects worth more than 1,000 crore rupees. He released the first installment of assistance to nearly 10 lakh beneficiaries under the PMAYG of around 14 states and handed over house keys to the PMAY Grameen and urban beneficiaries. Addressing the gathering, the Prime Minister pointed out that any nation moves faster only when participation of half of its population, that's the women powers, is equal. He said the advancement of women and their empowerment will be the key to Odisha's development.
भाजपा की नई सरकार ने अपने सबसे शुरुआती फैसलों में ही सुभद्रा योजना की सौगात हमारी माताओं बहनों को दी है. इसका लाभ उड़ीसा की 1 करोड़ से ज्यादा महिलाओं को मिलेगा. इस योजना के तहत महिलाओं को कुल 50,000 रुपये की राशि दी जाएगी. ये पैसा समय समय पर आपको मिलता रहेगा. ये राशि सीधे माताओं बहनों के बैंक खाते में भेजी जाएगी.
More than 1 crore women will be able to take advantage of the Subhadra Yojana. Rupees 50,000, that is rupees 10,000 per year, will be transferred to their bank accounts directly. RBI Digital Currency Pilot Project has also been linked to this Yojana. This is the first such initiative. Prime Minister Modi also interacted with the beneficiaries of the PM Awas Yojana Urban in Odisha's Bhubaneswar. The Prime Minister, along with Odisha's Chief Minister Mohan Charan Majhi, visited the homes of beneficiaries who welcomed them with sweets and performed an arti, a Hindu ritual of worship. Moving on, in other news, Aam Aadmi Party chief Arvind Kejriwal quit as Delhi Chief Minister in favour of his colleague Atashi on Tuesday. Kejriwal tendered his resignation to Lieutenant Governor V.K. Saxena. He was accompanied by his successor Atashi and former Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia, who was also arrested in the liquor policy case and is currently out on bail. Earlier in the day, the AAP said Atashi had been unanimously elected as the leader of the Legislative Party, that is the leader of its legislators, and would replace Kejriwal till the next assembly election, which is due in February next year. India's state-owned public broadcaster Prasar Bharati's chairperson Navneet Kumar Sehgal and CEO Gaurav Dwivedi today attended the Hindi Diwas event at Prasar Bharati's secretariat in New Delhi. DG Akashvani Dr. Pragya Paliwal Gaur and DG Doordarshan Kanchan Prasad were also present on the occasion.
भाषा से ही एक चीज जो एक मैसेज एक जो संदेश इंगित होता है वो ये कि आप विदेशी भाषा से सब चला रहे थे, आपकी अपनी भाषा हुई, तो एक स्वतंत्र और लोकतांत्रिक भारत की स्थापना के लिए बहुत आवश्यक था कि आपकी अपनी भाषा हो। 75 वर्षों में हिंदी ने बहुत लंबा सफ़र तय किया है और आज हम ये कह सकते हैं कि एक बड़ी आबादी का, एक बड़ी जनसंख्या की ये भाषा है हिंदी, और अधिकतर जो हमारे कार्य व्यवहार है वो हिंदी में हो भी रहे हैं। और जैसे मैंने अभी कहा कि आज प्रधानमंत्री जी का जन्मदिन है और मैं उन्हीं से एक प्रेरणा आप सबको दिलाने का प्रयास करूंगा कि देखिए, ये नहीं है कि उनको अंग्रेजी आती नहीं है, लेकिन वो दुनिया के मंचों में, बड़े मंचों में हिंदी में ही बोलते हैं, हिंदी में ही अपना वो भाषण देते हैं और वो हिंदी में भाषण देते समय गर्व महसूस करते हैं। हम सबको भी जब भी हम हिंदी का उपयोग करें हमें गर्व होना चाहिए। मूलतः मैं पंजाब का आदमी हूँ, मेरी हिंदी कभी मातृभाषा नहीं थी। हम लोग ने बचपन से पंजाबी सीखी और पढ़ी है, लेकिन मैं अब एकदम से अब हिंदी का बहुत अधिक उपयोग करता हूँ। इतनी सारी बोलियां और भाषाएं हमारे देश में, उसके साथ साथ उन भाषाओं का, उन बोलियों का भी बराबर सम्मान करते हुए हम हिंदी को कैसे आगे बढ़ाएं।
प्रसार भारती में होने के नाते हम सभी लोगों को एक बड़ा अच्छा ये मौका है जो हर किसी को नहीं मिलता कि हम अपने सामान्य कामकाज के माध्यम से ही राजभाषा का प्रचार प्रसार काफ़ी कर सकते हैं। हालांकि भारत की सभी भाषाओं में और बड़ी संख्या में जो बोलियां हैं उनमें हमारे प्रसारण होते हैं, लेकिन हिंदी का एक स्थान अपना है राजभाषा होने के नाते। और चाहे विविध भारती हो, चाहे हमारे दूरदर्शन के सीरियल्स हों, कार्यक्रम हों, समाचार हों, इन सारे माध्यमों से हम लोग न केवल सूचना और मनोरंजन, बल्कि उसके साथ साथ हिंदी के बारे में भी और राजभाषा के बारे में भी लोगों के मन में एक इंटरेस्ट जागृत कर सकते हैं। भाषा के प्रति हमारा जो स्वाभिमान है वो बढ़ रहा है और उसके प्रचार प्रसार के लिए सरकार की तरफ से लगभग हर मंत्रालय की तरफ से कोई ना कोई बड़े कदम उठाए जा रहे हैं।
European Commission Chief Ursula von der Leyen names her new team. And Mali's army says the capital Bamako is under control following a gun attack.
Geopolitics and trade deals. Economic challenges amid development. Hard work and the path to prosperity. It's the economy always. Between walkers, money is what money does and says. Supply creates its own demand. Between the bulls' pulls and bears tears. When supply chains globalization and India rises to the podium. We'll get you centered with the economic brief at 8 p.m. every Thursday on DD India.
You're watching DD India Live. I'm Ramesh Ramachandran. European Commission Chief Ursula von der Leyen on Tuesday named her team, which will lead the EU's most powerful institution for the next 5 years. The team will focus on challenges posed by climate change, the Ukraine crisis and the rise of China. Lithuania's Andris Kubilius has been named as EU's first defense commissioner to build up European military manufacturing capacity. Poland's nominee Piotr Serafin has been made in charge of overseeing the EU's budget. All candidates will undergo hearings with lawmakers in the European Parliament who have to sign off on their nomination.
First, it's about strengthening our tech sovereignty, our security and our democracy. For that, we want to build a competitive, decarbonized and circular economy with a fair transition for all. We will only be able to do that if we design a bold industrial strategy with innovation and investment at its heart. So to a certain extent, it's not preserving the old, but via innovation and investment really embracing the new.
The leaders of Germany's Conservatives have agreed to nominate Christian Democrat chief Friedrich Merz to run as Chancellor in next year's federal election. The Conservative bloc is leading opinion polls, with many surveys putting it ahead of the combined support for the three parties in Social Democrat Chancellor Olaf Scholz's ruling coalition with the Greens and Free Democrats. The nomination still requires the Conservative Party's approval, but the candidacy is all but sealed, as another possible rival, North Rhine-Westphalia Premier Hendrik West, said when Russia and Ukraine have repeatedly conducted strikes on one another, causing destruction and damage to both countries.
People's biggest concern here is that should Ukraine fall, Moldova will be next. That is why support for Ukraine also means support for Moldova and European democracy overall. So it's a good sign that today I brought with me to Moldova 100 million euros of winter aid for Ukraine, because it's clear that autumn is arriving and winter is on our doorstep. And Russia's hybrid war means another winter war with the aim to make people's lives in Ukraine as horrible as possible.
Winterkrieg mit dem Ziel, das Leben der Menschen in der Ukraine so furchtbar wie möglich.
In a move that will make Russian army the world's second largest in the world after China, President Vladimir Putin has ordered an increase in the size of the existing troops to 1.5 million active servicemen. A Kremlin spokesperson, Dmitry Peskov, informed the reporters on Tuesday. The move comes amid growing threats on the western borders and instability on the eastern borders of the country. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken will travel to Egypt on Tuesday for talks with Egyptian officials on a Gaza ceasefire and release of hostages. The U.S., Egypt and Qatar are top mediators aiming to broker a deal between Israel and the Hamas. According to the U.S. State Department, Blinken will try to ensure a deal to help establish broader regional security. The biggest sticking points in the talks include Israel's demand to keep its forces in the Philadelphia corridor to maintain a buffer between Gaza and Egypt. Canada's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau faces a setback as his Liberal Party loses the crucial Montreal by-election. This according to the latest preliminary results. This outcome is likely to put pressure on Prime Minister Trudeau to step down. Elections Canada reported that with all votes counted in La Salle, Ahmad Verdun, Liberal candidate Laura Palestini finished in second place, narrowly losing to Louis-Philippe Sauve of the separatist Bloc Québécois. Palestini received 27.2% of the vote, while Sauve earned 28%, and the New Democratic Party candidate secured 26.1%. The election was held to replace a Liberal legislator who had resigned. This result underscores Trudeau's declining popularity after nearly 9 years in office. Mali's army on Tuesday said that the capital Bamako was under control after insurgents attacked a gendarmerie training school, firing gunshots that resonated across the city before dawn. Mali's army has called on residents to avoid the area and await further official communication. The military government said some sensitive points of the capital came under attack, including the gendarmerie school. It said the army had pushed back the terrorists responsible for the assault and urged civilians to go about their daily business. The school is in Thaladi, a district on the southeastern outskirts of Bamako near the main international airport. Mali is one of several West African countries fighting an Islamist insurgency that took roots in Mali's arid north in 2012. It has since spread across the Sahel and more recently to the north of coastal countries. Campaigning for Sri Lanka's presidential election has gained momentum, with candidates making their final push to attract voters. The top contenders have been conducting meetings and rallies in various locations, tackling a variety of issues. As the incumbent President Ranil Wickremesinghe seeks a re-election as an independent, he is challenged by opposition leader Sajith Premadasa from the Samagi Jana Balavegaya and Anura Kumara Dissanayake from the leftist National People's Power Alliance. The fact-finding team of the UN Human Rights Office has invited individuals, groups and organizations to give first-hand information of human rights violations and abuses committed in Bangladesh between 1st July and the 15th of August. The fact-finding team is mandated to establish facts, identify responsibilities, analyze root causes and make concrete recommendations for Bangladesh to address past human rights violations and prevent their recurrence. The first-hand information that is not already on social media or otherwise in the public domain can be submitted to the OHCHR-FFTB-submissions@un.org. The team also plans to conduct interviews with victims, law enforcement officers, medical practitioners and witnesses. As part of the Ek Ped Maa Ke Naam campaign, Indian High Commissioner to Bangladesh Pranay Verma planted a sapling of bakul tree in the High Commission premises, Dhaka, on Tuesday to underline the commitment to protect Mother Nature and promote sustainable development. The High Commission shared this information on its social media platform X. India and Romania have completed 75 years of their diplomatic relations, and the ties are moving ahead from strength to strength in the 76th year ever since they were established way back in 1948. On this India-Romania joint commemorative postal stamps were released by India's External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar, India's Communications Minister Jyotiraditya Scindia. This stamp symbolizes the enduring friendship and cooperation between both countries. Speaking on the occasion, Minister Jaishankar spoke of India's foreign policy moving towards multipolarity and hoped that India-Romania ties will move ahead in the years ahead.
For us, multipolarity is an emerging reality. We would like to connect more and more deeply with all corners of the world. Obviously, there will be a priority given to the neighborhood, to the extended neighborhood. But this is also an India today whose diplomacy reaches, regions which are far away, are physically far away. That if we, in a way, over the last decade, slowly a global footprint has started to come into being. We certainly hope that this bilateral relationship and the larger relationship with the European Union and with Europe would be an important feature in our diplomacy.
A mass cleaning drive was jointly organized by the Directorate of Urban Development and Poverty Alleviation Department and Public Health Engineering Department in Aizawl in Mizoram. The campaign will run for 2 weeks from the 17th to the 2nd of October. This year's theme focuses on Swachhata, meaning innate cleanliness, Sanskar Swachhata, meaning cleanliness of thought, value and culture. The Guwahati Municipal Corporation on Tuesday organized a special program titled Swachhata Hi Seva at the Gita Mandir in Guwahati. A plantation drive was started on the occasion of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's birthday. The Swachhata Hi Seva program is being conducted in urban areas from the 17th of September till October. Guwahati Metropolitan Development Minister was accompanied by Guwahati Municipal Corporation's mayor. And now take a look at what else is making news in India. India's wholesale price inflation eased to a 4-month low in August compared to the previous month because of cheaper vegetables, food and fuel. Data released by the Commerce Ministry on Tuesday showed food price inflation stood at 3.11% compared to 3.45% in July. The Indian Army unveiled the HIM Drone-a-thon 2 and HIM Tech 2024 in Leh to revolutionize military operations in high-altitude areas. These technologies specifically designed to enhance the Army's capabilities in some of the world's most challenging terrains. Vishwakarma Puja is an important Hindu festival dedicated to Lord Vishwakarma, the divine architect and engineer. In Assam, Vishwakarma Puja is also celebrated in every institution and factory in the state. Devotees worship the god of construction and creation. Pujas are performed in workplaces and industrial units where gratitude expressed for the tools and machinery. People of Assam are seen offering prayers to Lord Vishwakarma. And with that, it's a wrap on this edition of DD India Live. You can get all the latest news and updates on the DD India mobile app. It's available on Android and iOS platforms. You can scan the QR code on the screen to download it. And let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. You can connect with us on Facebook, X and Instagram. You can also check out our website ddindia.co.in. We will be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Ramesh Ramachandran from all of us here in New Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India Live.